2, 1. Blast off. What's up, you guys? Steven Muehlhausen here of DAZN, and the man to my right, combat sports journalist. He is a bad MFing bunny. The one and only, and I read your shirt. I love it. The one and only. I know how to read. DY, Daryl Rivera. How are you, my friend? Happy Friday, August 27, 2020. How are you on this Friday, sir?
It's been a good Friday, and then the last 30 minutes or so have been a roller coaster.
Yes. Before we get into those particulars, we first want to start with, if you have any questions or comments, make sure you guys do leave them. But before we get to any of that, if you're watching on YouTube, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. Watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, give the thumbs up, leave any questions and comments. Watching on Facebook Live, give a reaction to the video, like the page, and also follow the Walkway to Fight Club as well. This will also be on audio. But before we get into the reason we're actually here on a Friday night, which I wasn't planning, we unfortunately have to say, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, Daryl. I didn't know how to react, but I am in tears. I was in tears. The Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, passed away at the age of 43 a little bit ago. Man, the wind almost was out of my sails, man. I am so sad.
I'm done with this year. I'm done.
Dude, this year sucks. 2020, go below yourself.
This year sucks. And it's tragic, man, because I'm done. It's just, he was young. He had an amazing movie career. He was a great artist. He was a great human being outside of the movies and everything. And all I can say is, and I'm going to curse and I apologize, fucking cancer sucks.
Cancer sucks, man. And I was telling you this off air. Sunday, I literally, because I don't know how many of you guys have Disney Plus, but I am proud to say I have it. I love it. My little guy absolutely loves it, and he got it from his godfather for his Christmas gift. And we've been watching the old Avengers Marvel cartoons, and he was into already Captain America, the Hulk, Iron Man, but he really recently started getting into Black Panther. And he's like, Dad, he's like, that character, he kept pointing, and I'm like, who are you pointing at? And he was pointing to the up. I'm like, oh, Black Panther. He's like, oh yeah, he was awesome. And I'm like, I was in heaven. So what I did, and I was telling you this yesterday, I went and found I bought a Black Panther action figure for him. It's supposed to come within the next couple days. And man, I didn't even know what was going on. I was getting ready for the podcast. My wife texted me. She's like, you may want to get another Black Panther action figure. I'm like, why? And then she told me, and I'm like, oh, man, this year just sucks, man. Can 2020 just end? Good Lord.
Another 3-4 months.
Please end. End now. I want nothing to do with 2020. I don't. Really, I want it to be done. My kids had their birthday. My wife had her birthday. I had my birthday. Actually, you know what? Go fast forward to December. I can celebrate my 6-year wedding anniversary, and then this crap can end. I'm done. I'm seriously done, Rivera. I'm freaking done. It's depressing as depressing can be.
Yep.
I never thought I would be that depressed for a year. And looking forward to a year being over. I want this crap to end.
It is.
It sucks.
It sucks. It's awful. Awful news. It's just condolences go out to him and his family.
Absolutely.
From us here. But it's just like what he created in the movies. The way he performed, the movies he made. Because the Jackie Robinson movie was fantastic too.
Oh my God.
One of my top favorite movies. Great movie. And now it's hard to talk about.
It is. It's rough, but it sucks. And like we said, condolences to his family. 43 is way too young, man. Way too young. I've already lost a family member this year. And, so I know you get how it feels to lose somebody close. It's not fun this year. And you had COVID-19 and all the crap that's gone on with that. But you know what? We're going to do this for the Black Panther. And we have a great show. Why we have a great show is because I'm excited. I'm getting past all that shenanigans, Rivera. Big news, Roman, and I can't believe I'm saying this, because I planned on drinking a lot of beer, getting a little tipsy, watch my White Sox beat the Royals, read the Wrestling Observer newsletter, and then go to bed. Maybe have some Doritos.
Did the over hit on the White Sox Royals?
It's at 9 the last time I checked. But enough of that. Don't jinx it. Roman Reigns. I can't believe I'm going to say this. The big dog turned heel at the end of SmackDown and is now a Paul Heyman guy. Sign me the fuck up.
I'm accessing my bank account right now because I'm giving WWE all of my money for this because I am all in. It's unprecedented, and the reason why is because WWE labeled Roman Reigns as the guy. When has Vince McMahon given up on the guy? He never turned Hogan heel. He never turned Cena heel. And now we got Roman coming back from taking care of his health from the whole COVID thing unexpectedly. Nobody expected, nobody saw it coming, aka, the tagline for SummerSlam. And now he's a Paul Heyman guy. I am loving it because and I'm asking you this now, what was Roman Reigns' biggest weakness as a superstar?
If he has one, it's his mic work, but his mic work was getting better.
There you go. You put Paul Heyman on him, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas, now we're cooking with fire. We are ready, and this is something I'm excited for.
Now, you didn't know this happened. You didn't watch.
No.
But I texted you. When you seen it, when you watched the clip, what did you think?
They did it perfectly. Because they didn't do it in a conventional way like, oh, he's turning on somebody. All they did was contract. I'll sign it when I get to it. Paul Heyman sitting right there. Boom. That's all you need to know. Loved it. Loved the segment. 2 minutes is all you need.
It was beautiful.
Short and sweet.
It was beautiful. And I wondered what was up when you get to the main event. and you're looking at the main event, and it's Otis, Big E. And I'm just looking at some of the questions here, and I do apologize. Otis, Big E, and who was the other guy? Otis, Big E. Oh my God, I'm hitting a brain cramp. Was it Otis, Big E, and Sheamus? Someone tell me, please.
I got you. Hold on.
I'm having a major brain cramp. This is all like the last few minutes have been such a blur, guys. I greatly apologize. I should know this.
It was in the last match. It was Miz, Morrison, and Sheamus versus Big E and Heavy Machinery.
Yes. What are you thinking? That's the main event of the show. You're like something. Wait a minute. You can't. And this is no disrespect to Otis, the Heavy Machinery, or Big E, Miz. Miz, yeah, Morrison and Sheamus. I'm kidding about Miz. We give Miz a hard time, but I wasn't thinking what they were going to make. Okay, you know what? You're really trying to push Big E. Otis has Money in the Bank. I'm thinking, okay, I can see some. Okay, whatever. Didn't think much of it. And then there was some time left, and I'm like, okay, where are they going? And before we get to where they're going, we got a lot of people jumping in here. I'm loving this. This is a great Friday night, 10, 12 p.m. We're kicking ass on a podcast. Leave any questions and comments you guys have. If you're watching via Facebook Live, give a reaction to the video, like the Walkway to Fight Club Facebook page, and follow the page as well. If you're watching on YouTube, just give that damn thumbs up to the video. Click that damn subscribe button. Just leave some questions and comments, baby. We're going to rock and roll here on a Friday night. Yes, the Black Panther is gone, but we're dedicating this to the Black Panther. And so they go backstage, and let's kind of I want to set up the scene here of what happened. Throughout the show, Adam Pearce, who is a WWE executive, was trying to get The Fiend, the WWE Universal Champion, The Fiend Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns to sign the contract for the triple threat match this Sunday at Payback. He found Strowman, he found Wyatt, got him to sign it. Reigns is like, you need to bring it back. So Pearce goes in the locker room. Reigns is just sitting there. He tells Pearce to hand him the contract. He wants to look it over. Actually, I take that back. Reigns already had the contract, and I said that to begin with. He was shown in the locker room once again with Pearce and asked if the changes he asked for are made, he'll be at Payback. That if the changes he asked for are made, he'll be at Payback. And he finished the statement by saying he'd regained the title before saying that wasn't a prediction. It is a spoiler. The camera zooms out, got the wide shot, and bam! That beautiful bald hair. With the beautiful bald guy with the hair on the side. Paul Heyman, who said, believe that. Goosebumps.
Perfection.
Rivera.
Perfection.
Goosebumps. Gave Pearce the contract, and that was the end of SmackDown. That beautiful grin of Heyman. The look of a killer in Roman Reigns. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of motherfucking fire, ladies and gentlemen. I'm cussing more than usual tonight. I'm sorry.
It's all good. You're on a couple beers. It's all right.
This is only my first one. I didn't even get a chance to. I had just gotten the kid. I just gotten the oldest to bed. Had just fed the little one. He was sleeping. I was watching the Sox game. I was bases were loaded. Yuan Moncada had a long battle, got the base hit, the knock in a run, and I'm pounding. And I'm like, all right. I brought him up, put him down, and I look at my phone and I'm like, wait, what? So I looked at it real quick. I'm like, God podcast. Got to speak to the people. The people need to know. The people need to hear and see and have opinions. Adam Michaels goes, this really happened? Adam, my friend, it did. I'm still in shock, Daryl. Now, in terms of the shockometer, where would you rate this?
8. I would put it in 8 because his return made it seem like he was turning heel. The heel turn didn't shock me. The way they did it shocked me. WWE hasn't done a smart heel turn in a while, and this one, and by smart, is booking it in a smart way. Reigns, everybody knows what he did in SummerSlam. It was his comeback. Nobody was for sure knowing, hey, is he heel? Is he babyface? Is he the neutral guy that just shows up, kicks somebody's ass, and leaves? Like, is he the Goldberg type of deal? Or is he full heel? And all you needed to do was just give a little hint. You show Heyman, boom. Perfection. I'm shocked. I'm intrigued. And now I'm tuning in to SmackDown next week to see what the hell happens. Now I'm watching Payback on Sunday to see what the hell happened. I remember we were talking about this on Sunday on SummerSlam. What is going to get me to watch Payback? That 2 minutes is all it took to get me to watch Payback this Sunday.
Okay. I was begrudgingly going to watch because it's my job.
Yeah.
Got a podcast about it. But instead of it being a late podcast, it's going to be an immediate after the show podcast. And I got text from people asking me, I got some emails I was checking before we came on and asking me, what did I know? Not a thing. Didn't see this one coming. Not at all.
You'll never see it coming.
And I'm not going to lie, I didn't know he was coming back on Sunday, even though I was asked when we did the pre-show, and I had a question from someone on YouTube asking, hey, do you know what's going on? I said, I have no clue. I was really out of the loop all day today. I was barely on my phone. I was on my phone to pump out the promote the Anthony Smith podcast, and that was about it. Beyond that, because it wasn't in the forefront of my mind. I just thought it was going to be a run-in-the-mill contract signing. They'll beat each other up. Got to figure Reigns would have gotten the advantage going into the pay-per-view. And then, ho-hum, you see what it is. But now, got this. How shocked? I'm beyond shocked. You want to put it on a 1 to 10? You got to put it at like a 5 million. Didn't see it coming. And you know what? This is what makes wrestling fun, Daryl. When you never see it coming. No one expected Reigns on Sunday. I thought that was awesome. That was extremely well done. Kudos to Vince. Kudos to Roman. And tonight, kudos to Vince. Kudos to Roman. And kudos to the evil genius, Paul Heyman. I got to say Paul had something to do with Sunday. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. But Paul's smart, and this is not disrespect to anyone there, and I know people there. I have friends there. But that guy is the smartest guy out of all of them right now in WWE. Him and Shane, those two should be running the ship. Shane, Heyman, and Ed Koski, who's one of the big wigs as well and part of creative. Forget Bruce. You get Bruce Pritchard's ass. You can get Bruce's old ass out of there and send him, or you can keep him on for whatever. Have Vince get Vince's coffee. You want to keep him on. But Shane needs to be running the ship. Ed Koski and Paul Heyman. But I don't blame Paul if Paul don't want to come back and do that and want that damn headache. God forbid he gets to go have fun with Roman. Oh, but very surprised. I had no idea.
No.
I had no idea, but this is what makes wrestling fun. Now you have interest. Because I was talking to some people that run prominent wrestling websites. And they were telling me, like, numbers were through the roof Sunday for traffic. Because of that. I imagine it's going to be the same way tonight, man. I really, really do, because no one expected this. And you gotta give credit where credit's due. I know me and you sit here, and it's usually a WWE rip fest. It usually is, because it's well deserved. But tonight, this week, even though Raw, I could have done without Raw. Raw had some good points, not many, but Raw had some. But
I was going to text you, Raw this week sucked.
Yeah, Raw. Let's keep this as positive can be.
Yeah.
But
You got news for us?
No, I'm looking at my text. I thought it was from somebody else. It was from my wife. The other most important person in my life. The most important person in my life, beyond my children. But now, and this is the question I have also been getting. And it was a question I posed. I don't know why I keep hitting that button, guys. I am so sorry. What does this mean for the guy in Saskatchewan, Canada? What does it mean for the Beast? What does it mean for Brock Lesnar?
In my opinion, it means he's on his way out the door. They need to set up the next. They need to set up the next guy outside of Brock. They need to set up the next Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns is a good candidate, but if you think about it, if you create Roman Reigns to be the Brock Lesnar character on a weekly basis, that's the way to go. Brock Lesnar he's made his money. He loves doing it, but how much longer is he going to do it for? He's on a contract-to-contract basis. WWE, in my opinion, is getting ready for, hey, the day that Lesnar says, I'm done, after one of his contracts expires, I'm done, I'm not coming back, they need to be ready to get that next blockbuster name. And if you think Roman Reigns is that guy, the best option was to pair him with Paul Heyman. And that's what they're doing now.
Wow. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
You never saw it coming.
You're such a jackass. You keep saying it, and every time you say that, now I want to punch you in the face.
You'll never see it coming.
God, if I could punch you through the screen, I would just do it.
Great balls of fire.
You're damn right. But all I know right now about Brock is he is going to return. He is around he's got I don't want to get this wrong. I just know it's a while. It's not like a Mania and he's Mania 37. He's done. He's got a little more time than that. How much more? In all honesty, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I can't ask. I know some people around Brock, and I can get more of a definitive answer. But what does this mean for Brock Lesnar? I think this means a babyface turn. You get the grizzly beard, strutting his stuff back from Saskatchewan, sitting on that tractor, probably built like a shit brick house. He's going to come in and run shop. I think we're going to get heel Roman Reigns, your WrestleMania 37 main event. Book it right now. Heel Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar, the babyface. Book
After the past couple of years, it's hard for me to imagine Brock Lesnar as a babyface. But you know what? I dig it.
He never wants to be one. That I do know. I remember asking him. He answered very begrudgingly. It was before his final fight against Alistair Overeem. I was in Vegas covering the fight. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, not like I didn't say like, hey, but I'm like, the UFC gave me, God, I don't remember. It was like 5-10 minutes. And I asked him, I'm like, I have to ask this one pro wrestling question. Because it's always gnawed at me a little bit. And he's like, hey, go ahead. He goes, I never imagined you as a baby face when you were in WWE and you had that in 03. After Paul turned on you and you went babyface late 02 and then through a good part of 03. And he's like, I hated every second of it. And I just couldn't stop laughing. And then I asked follow up, and the other guy's laughing with me because he thought it was a hoot. And I asked why, and he's like, because I'm just a son of a bitch. I like being the heel. I like being the asshole. And that's all I needed to know. But at this stage of the game, why not? He really hasn't. He had that little run where he went and was baby for Mania. Like 31, WrestleMania 31, he just kind of became a baby face by default. And then he had that whole run with Seth and that stuff at Battleground and went through SummerSlam and all of that. And I see Brock Lesnar as the baby face. And I think Paul just goes and plays both sides. I think Paul just goes with both. Because as we've seen, Brock needs Paul on the mic. Who's going to talk for Brock? Even though when you tell Brock, hey, say this and this, hit the bullet points, Brock's fine. But you tell Brock to read a promo, no thanks. Not a chance. But
the biggest thing too, it's not the biggest thing, but one of the things, situation between Brock and Reigns, if brand split matters, one's on SmackDown, the other one's on Raw. Maybe that plays a factor. Maybe Heyman gets to the point where like, hey, I got the big dog in SmackDown and I got the other big beast on Raw. I got the two top guys. And then that's how it turns into like an ego fest. Who's the best out of the two? And that takes it to Mania.
I think we just booked the WrestleMania main event. WrestleMania 37 main event. I think we just booked it.
Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody. You act like my snot rag 4-year-old who is obnoxious to me all damn day today.
My stepmom makes t-shirts. I'm going to ask her to make that t-shirt for me. Walkway to Fight Club logo in the back. You never saw it coming in the front.
Absolutely
It's happening.
Now, what does this mean? God, I keep hitting the wrong button. What does this mean for Roman Reigns? And what I mean by that is, does this now change your perception of Roman Reigns?
Yeah. And the biggest thing I'm looking at, and this is a question that can go back to 2016. What was Roman Reigns' big comparison at the time when he was getting booed off the stage? The biggest thing that everybody remembered was The Rock when he was getting booed off the stage, when they were chanting "Die Rocky Die" and everything. It's just the heel turn that makes Roman Reigns, puts him over that edge. He was a superstar then. He was the face of the WWE last year. Does this put him over that hump and makes him just a megastar now in the WWE? The guy that everybody wants to see. Because fans nowadays, wrestling fans, we're not going to cheer for the babyface. We're not going to cheer for the cookie cutter. We want the badass. That's the guy we want to see. That's the guy that fans are going to cheer for. Now Reigns being that badass might put him over the edge. There's no chance he doesn't walk out of Payback without the title. No chance.
You didn't want. I was gonna. You weren't supposed to answer that yet. God,
sorry.
You just always go off. You go off script. You always got to buck that trend, Rivera.
Do I have to see it? Do I have to say it?
No, because I'm gonna boot you off if you. I see. I have the master controls here. There's a thing here called remove. I can't just hit that button, my friend. And you can be adios, muchacho.
I'm going to say one more time. I'm going to say one more time before this podcast is over. And I'm going to make it worth it. And as soon as I say it, I'm getting out.
You better make it worth your while. But me and you had this. We talked about this a tad. It was kind of in a roundabout way. I brought it up when we did the podcast recapping SummerSlam. I remember in 2000 when they went singles, the Shield broke up, and I'm like, in 2014 they broke up, and he embarked on that singles run. He was getting ready to face Randy Orton at SummerSlam, and I remember I was working at another website at the time, and I was doing a podcast, and I'm like, just the way it was going, I'm like, this is the guy. He checked every mark. He oozed that charisma. He had that badass look to him. He's the coolest guy in the room. And then we got him shoved down our throats, and the perception did change. For me, it did. But then it started turning for me the middle of last year. You know, because he was cutting better promos. He was becoming better in the ring. And he was starting to get that edge back a little bit. And you can see it. Yeah, even though he lost the title and he didn't have the belt anymore. And he had to give it up and all that stuff. And then I thought then the program with Bill Goldberg, you were seeing that edge again. And I'm like, all right, this is the guy I want. This is the Samoan bulldozer. This is the ass kicker. This is the coolest guy in the room. He's got it. He's got that charisma back. And then, as what's gone on this year, COVID-19 took good things away from us. And we ended up with Bill Goldberg once again being the Universal Champion and losing to Braun Strowman in like one of the worst matches in the history of WrestleMania, and horrible matches with Strowman and Wyatt and all that nonsense. But my perception, then he came back Sunday and I was like, all right, here we go. Everything he did, everything he said was perfect. The exchanges with Randy Orton on Instagram, perfect. I'm like, wait a minute here. We're on to something here, ladies and gentlemen. And then what we saw tonight. The culmination. And we got what we got. And I'm on board. You
all in.
A great comparison with The Rock. Love that comparison. I think that's pretty. But the difference, I think, and this is going to be key, are the this is not with the crowd. So you don't. It's hard to gauge. And I know people say I know WWE likes gauging with social media, but that's it. In all honesty, that's all you can really gauge it on. You have no fans in the venue. Yeah, you have the Thunderdome, and I'm not getting into that bullcrap nonsense. But let's keep it is as it is. You don't have live fans inside the Amway Center or the Amway Arena, whatever you want to call it, in Orlando. You don't. So that's where it's going to be hard to gauge because Rock was getting booed out of the building. Kind of went semi-baby and then he aligned with Vince McMahon at Survivor Series 98. And then back to being the top heel in the business. It's going to be key because this all also depends on when fans come back. Because you don't know what the reaction is. Social media is so hard to gauge. You know? Because you have a lot of trolls out there, you know that. The fans and people that are watching know that as well. A lot of trolls. So it's really hard to gauge really what this really means. We can just go off the surface there of what we just seen. And right now, I'm on board, baby. I'm along for the ride. I'm on the train. I'm going to follow the big dog. Give me the leash, and I'll walk with you.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is it's unpredictable. That's the biggest thing. You hit the nail right in the head. He had all this momentum going as a babyface. Now you have him come back and going the route that he's going. It's exciting stuff. It's unpredictable. Nobody knows where it's going to go. Like I said, there's no way that he doesn't get the title, but who knows? What if something else happens? In the past week, they shocked me more than they have shocked me in the last 3 years combined. In 1 week. Everything in the last 3 years has been predictable as shit. This one is not. And I'm intrigued.
Now, you said something there that really caught my attention. Because they got a lot of good buzz coming off of SummerSlam. Google trends were low. That was surprising. 200,000 for your second or third biggest event of the year. That was disappointing. But it was still a solid show, and you had a great ending. A much better than expected rating for Raw, averaged over 2 million viewers. That was a good sign. And up and down ratings for a solid NXT show, but the ratings were up and down. But tonight you had the big return of Roman Reigns to SmackDown. So the rating should be really good tonight. I'd be shocked if this isn't 2.2, maybe even 2.3 million viewers. And I think this is going to be a really solid rating for SmackDown.
Agreed.
And we will end with this because we kind of brought it up. Should Reigns capture the Universal title at Payback? Now that you've had a little bit of time to think about it, does your mind change, Daryl? Should Reigns get the belt on Sunday, or do you think they should just go balls in and go with Roman and make the heel turn complete?
Well, as soon as you panned the camera wide and showed Paul Heyman, guess what? You're already going balls in. Heyman, by the look of his face, too, he's all in, too. You have to go all in. This character has all the momentum in the world. Sure, you don't want to stump The Fiend. The Fiend has momentum coming out of SummerSlam winning the title. You don't want to have a week-long title run. There's a way around that. And I mentioned it last Sunday.
You pinched
Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is two characters. You don't have The Fiend show up. You have Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt show up. He's technically two characters. One of them can be beatable. The other one is the one that you have to protect if you want a WrestleMania-type rivalry with Roman Reigns. That's the guy you protect. Even at Survivor Series, you can have that matchup. The Fiend versus Roman Reigns. Because The Fiend, you technically never beat him. You can't have Strowman take the pin because he's already lost enough. Bray somehow manages to actually take the pinfall. But he's like, you beat me, but you haven't beat him. And by him, I mean The Fiend. That's the way around it. And if WWE is smart, that's the way they would go about it.
All right, we got people bouncing in. A lot of people bouncing in. A lot of people bouncing on here since we had a little bit of pause for the cause for a second. Jump on in. Leave any questions and comments you guys have. Watching on YouTube, please, 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 oh, please subscribe to the channel. And also just give that thumbs up. It's not hard. It's just a click. It's just a press. You can press any finger you want. Hell, you can even do it with your nose. You can do it with your ears. You can do it with your head. Do it with your toes. I don't care. You do it with your elbow. Just do it. Like the swoosh sign. Just do it. If you're watching via Facebook Live, just give any reaction to the video. And also like the Walkway to Fight Club Facebook page and also follow the page as well. I think you have to go with Roman Reigns winning on Sunday. I had doubt they would do it this quickly. But what you just laid out that's the way you go. You go with Bray Wyatt, Firefly Funhouse Bray, and you pin him to win the title. You could do that. I think that would be the worst thing to do, just pinning him in general. You pin Braun Strowman. There's a reason Braun Strowman's in the damn match. Braun Strowman's the fall guy here. No ands, no ifs, no buts about it. Then you can go with Reigns and Wyatt, and you can go with that through Royal Rumble. Or even whatever pay-per-views after the Royal Rumble.
I have a quick question now that you mentioned that. Are rematch clauses not a thing in the WWE? In my opinion, that's the reason to have them. Hey, rematch clause. You need a rematch. You lost your title, you get a rematch. Kofi Kingston never saw a rematch.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? You brought this up. I've been trying not to have this conversation because I'm talking to The Miz on Monday. And I'm going to bring... Should I bring it up? Because I'm going to.
Yeah.
Kofi should have got his rematch. I know why he didn't. It's a load of crap. But Strowman's getting his rematch. It just happens to be in a triple threat match for the Universal title.
He just happens to be the guy that's going to get squashed.
There's no rule that says it could have been a triple threat. It could have been a fatal four-way. It could have been a six-pack challenge. It could have been in a battle royal. It could have been
a 10-man circus 10 match.
It could have been that. It could have been a tag team match. It could have been Royal Rumble, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Get a rematch anyhow, which way or form.
Bound for Glory series.
Harry Fat Hassani with 3 highs. Everything live. Hey, everything live. I don't know what that means, but hey, thank you for watching.
Hey.
Great, appreciate it. But you go with Reigns. You have to go with Reigns here. There's no ifs, there's no answer. There's nothing else you should do. That is the only solution. Not the solution. That is the only outcome it should be. I know people aren't going to like that. Tough crap. You don't like it, don't watch. But that is the only, to me, that is the only way you go.
That's the only logical way to go.
I would be shocked if WWE does not go that way. I really would. Because it's the only way you do go.
Yep.
The question is, will they pull the trigger? Because now they have a lot of momentum. And I know everyone's waiting for them to screw it up. I know I am. Because they usually do. Their track record for the last 15 years has not been very good. You can actually say since WrestleMania 17, their track record hasn't been very good. And that's 19 and a half years ago. So I don't have a lot of faith in WWE doing the right thing here. Maybe we'll be surprised on Sunday, Daryl.
No, I'm hoping they prove me wrong and saying that do I think they're going to pull it off? I'm not too confident. Do I hope they prove me wrong? Hell yeah. Hell yes. Prove me wrong. Make me enjoy Sunday. Don't make me dread the fact that I'm having to watch a pay-per-view after a week that we just finished another pay-per-view. Just a week-long thing is just all right.
I'm with you. I had my doubts, but now I'm in. I'm fully in. Clothes on. I'll jump in. And I usually don't like swimming with all my clothes on.
Socks or no socks?
Hell no, man. It's the pool, baby.
You're not in yet.
I don't like wearing socks. I actually wore socks. I'm in my office. I had to wear socks and a hoodie yesterday. Oh my God, my basement felt like an icebox. My wife's like, what are you doing? I went upstairs and I came down with a hoodie, socks, and my slippers on. I'm like, it is cold down there. Oh my God, it was brr. But tonight it doesn't feel too bad. We'll read his final comment. Everything live. Heel turned Roman is more attractive. Man, I don't know about that. When I'm wearing males.
Everybody likes a bad boy.
I never understood that.
Neither did I, but
I've gotten screwed in my younger days before I met my wife. I was always told, man, you're just not enough of an asshole. I'm like, man, I thought like this whole like girls like nice guys. I guess nice guys finish last. That's kind of what I turn to. Oh, we have another commentary, and we'll go after this comment. Everything live. Hope CM Punk and Lesnar returns. And CM versus Lesnar versus Reigns. It will break the biggest box office.
anything they bring, if they bring back CM Punk, anything they do with him is going to be a box office draw.
You think so?
They're still chanting his effing name in the crowd. It's been 6 years.
There is no crowd right now. I don't know. They're not chanting.
Hey,
there's no chanting.
All I'm saying is I went to a WWE event last year, and they still spent half of the time just chanting CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. That doesn't tell you anything. I don't know what will.
I remember because it was a long Survivor Series weekend. I was at SmackDown, I was at NXT, and I was at Survivor Series. I went to Raw, and I didn't have to work. I brought a buddy with me. And we got there early, and people were chanting CM Punk. And then there were boos. They shut up. Another loud CM Punk chant. They got booed. But then during Raw, CM Punk chants, and the crowd kept going. So, I don't know. Backstage ratings were just okay. With him on, they were always good. They always did well for what they were doing. I don't know. I think if he goes anywhere, I still think it's AEW. I just can't see him. I can't see him going back to Vince. I just can't.
Too many hurdles.
Exactly. Too many hurdles. A lot of hurt feelings. And we will leave it at that. My goodness gracious. I did not think, Daryl, we would spend. I wasn't planning on going. I told you, 10, 15 minutes, correct?
15 minutes. We went 50.
almost at 50 minutes.
I don't
promise.
mind it.
Daryl, I do apologize. I did not think it would go this long. But you know what? This has been fun. This has been a great Friday night. We were not expecting the podcast tonight. It wasn't. I planned on being off, whole day of relaxation with the kiddos, drinking beers, reading the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Yes, I am a subscriber, and you should be too if you're not. But
you ready for this?
No.
You never saw it coming.
What? For what? He walked away. Whoa. I wasn't going to remove you. I'm not going to remove you. I'm going to keep it on just to make you look bad. But I do want to thank everyone watching. If you watch via YouTube, subscribe to the channel. And please just give a thumbs up to the video. It's not hard. Just give a thumbs up. Like the video. It is greatly appreciated. And also, we have a ton of videos on there coming up. We got an interview that I did with Anthony Smith that is up. He headlines the UFC event tomorrow night against Alexander Rakic, a big fight at 205 pounds. Have Chris Jericho. There's Eddie Hearn. There's Anthony Joshua. There's CM Punk. There's Colt Cabana. There's Bill Goldberg. There's a ton. Anyone in wrestling, boxing, Dana White, MMA, it's there. Chael Sonnen, plenty of videos. Oh, I do promise. Yes, I talked about The Miz earlier. I will have a podcast done with The Miz. I'm doing one Monday. Don't know how it's going to go, but I think it's going to be some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football. Going to talk some reality TV. Definitely going to bring up the controversy regarding Kofi Kingston and Big E. So we'll definitely be talking about that. But if you're watching via Facebook, just give any type of reaction of how you felt about the video. Like the Walkway to Fight Club Facebook page, and also follow the Walkway to Fight Club Facebook page. If you're not watching on there, just go to Facebook, go to the search bar, just type in Walkway to Fight Club, bing, bang, boom, do that, and you're done. You can find the podcast on Twitter at Walkway Fight. You can also find Walkway to Fight Club on Instagram, Walkway to Fight Club, all in lowercase letters. And also on audio, this will be up on the audio version as well. It'll be up tomorrow morning. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all your favorite podcasting platforms. And Daryl,
Stitcher.
Screw Stitcher. Where can you just had to get me mad. Where can the fans find you on Twitter, sir? And Instagram.
DY Boricua 21 on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram at Daryl17 Rivera. And then on Facebook, obviously, I'm tagged on the link. So just click, friend me, follow the page, do whatever you got to do. Support the page. Good stuff coming up.
You can find me on Buy Everything Live. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. You can find me on Twitter at Muehlhausen and you can also find me on Instagram, Muehlhausen MMA. We will have a live Payback recap show. We weren't planning. That wasn't the full plan, but now it is the plan. We will be back on Sunday. We'll recap the big show. Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and the Fiend Bray Wyatt triple threat match for the Universal title. I couldn't tell you what else is on the head damn. Oh, Keith Lee and Randy Orton. All I got to say is Keith Lee better win. Goes. Brian Goes Garcia, my dude from MMA Junkie Radio. One of the best human beings on the planet. Goes, I love you, buddy. I miss you a ton. I wish you guys were on 5 days a week, but I do listen when you and George are on. I do miss you, brother. We do have to definitely talk shop soon. We definitely need to do that. I miss that guy. MMA Junkie Radio, the godfathers, in my mind, of podcasting for mixed martial arts. We're on Sirius. Now they're on MMAJunkie.com. Mwah! Love you too, my friend. I miss you. But we will be back on Sunday with a review of WWE Payback. What else is on the show? You got the title match, Lee and Orton. What else is on the show? Do you know off the top of your head, Daryl?
I know they have Hardy and Styles, I believe.
Okay,
and now with Sami Zayn coming back, they might have Sami Zayn on there as well.
Okay. Him and Jeff Hardy? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a glorified, I don't want to say pay-per-view. I want to say like a Saturday main event.
You know what, though? I'm all in for the Saturday night's main event because Roman Reigns is a heel. He's going into the main event of Payback as a heel, and he is a Paul Heyman guy, and I am all in on that. For the handsomest guy in all the land to the right, DY, Daryl Rivera, I am Steven Muehlhausen. We'll talk to you guys on Sunday night. Later.